Hello, everybody. Welcome to Movie Reviews. I am Mike, and this is the very first episode of the rebooted series of my film review series. And for the first episode, I am talking about The Fast and the Furious from 2001. This film is directed by Rob Cohen, who directed 1996's Daylight with Sylvester Stallone, Dragon the Bruce Lee Story with Jason Lee Scott, and Dragonheart from which year I can't remember, but I do remember Dragonheart coming out at some point. Maybe late 90s, early 2000s. Quite an interesting type of catalogue Cohen has done, very much. Quite surprised about that. This film is also written by Gary Scott Thompson, who actually wrote a few things. He wrote Hollow Man, which starred Kevin Bacon and Elizabeth Shue, 2000. Paul Verhoeven's last, American-produced film. He's also done a sequel to Time Cop 2, which also starred Jason Lee Scott, and the cult classic known as Split Second from 1992 with Rutger Hauer and Alistair Gordon. Yep, and trying to think, and Alan Armstrong in King Cattrall. Yep, which is quite interesting. Quite surprising that he written this film actually, which for a lot of people don't know, this film is actually based on a magazine strip, also American Underground Racing, called Racer X by Ken Lee, if I'm pronouncing his name right. Yeah, because he written about Underground Racing, which sort of dominated, I think, in the late 90s, early 2000s, to boy races. It still does, actually. It still got its influence around the UK as well. But in America, it was more popular, so hence why Racer X got written and published into a magazine, and why Gary Scott Thompson updated it, if you don't mean. Like I said, running a rough and ready presentation. Who else is on here? Oh, I'm reading the notes. I am. Paul Walker. Yeah, this is interesting because it stars Paul Walker as the main character, Brian O'Connor, a police officer who goes undercover into Vin Diesel or Dominic Toretto's gang, because they've been heisting trucks on the highway for about how long? Don't know. The interesting thing I've noticed about this is because Paul Walker starred in Rob Cohen's previous film, The Skulls, back in 2000, the previous year. And obviously, I think he found him ideal to work with him again, and very much so. Hence why I come on board. Then we've got Vin Diesel as Dominic Toretto. Now, looking at his filmography, what he's been doing, he did a few things like, he started out as camera roles like in 1990 with The Awakening. Was it The Awakenings? And then he did his own movie in 1995 called Multiface, which is about 20 minutes long. It's a short film they made that he produced, written, directed, and did the music for, which Steven Spielberg actually took a little interest of him. Well, is it Multiface? No, it's the other film he's done. No, wrong one. So he did that film. Then he did his full feature-length film in 1997 called Strays, in which he played a drug dealer, which means, he played a drug dealer in a film called Strays. That's all I know. And Steven Spielberg liked his performance in there, and he got the part of Adrian Caprose in Saving Private Ryan in 1998. Then in 1999, he did the voice of the Iron Giant, which is a good animated film. I do recommend checking that out. And obviously, before that, he was in Pitch Black, and he played Riddick. And that led on to two other sequels to form the Riddick trilogy, the franchise itself. But with this film, Fast and Furious, along with Pitch Black, he found his mark. This is where his stardom, he went into the spotlight. He did. He went to the stratosphere, and he's more a very popular celebrity now. He's well known around the world, extremely popular, and he's still doing well, and he's still making films very much. He hasn't aged that much, to be honest, but he's done extremely well. He has, and that's good for him. We've also got Michelle Rodriguez playing Lemmy, Lenny, that's it. Lenny, yeah. Why I said Lemmy? I think of Lemmy Pallister from Lemmy from Moorhead. Wrong one. Obviously playing Terrell's girlfriend, of course, and part member of the crew, but she basically sticks around probably since up till 2009. She stars in the first film. No, doesn't come back until 2009 with Fast and Furious, the fourth installment. Then disappears in the fifth one. Then comes back in the sixth one. Then carries on until the eighth. Was it the Fate and the Furious, which is coming out in April this year. And then, of course, we got Jordan Brewster, of course, playing Mia Toretto, Dominic's sister. She basically, like with Lenny, say with Lenny, she stays on. No, she comes in the first. She stays on the first one, then doesn't come out until the 2009 film, then stays on until number 7. And after now, because Brian wanted to retire, sit down with his family, which in actual fact, because Paul Walker sadly passed away in 2013 due to an accidental car crash, of course, single-handed car crash, I think people said. But that is it, really. We have Ted Levine, for those who know, who played Buffalo Bill in The Silence of the Lambs. He plays the LP informant, or the person who hooks Brown Corn to become an undercover police officer. Very much who gets in the training. Sort of becomes like a mentor, to him. Shows in the world what to be on the other side of the force, if you know what I mean, like to be on the force, and also gets into the jobs of like being crackdowns and being snitches, and stopping criminals from heisting very much, which in do so he does. Probably eventually does at the end, but that's about it. So with this film, it's to do with underground racing, and for a film that has been about for about 16 years, this came out 16 years ago. We're in 2017 now, and this came out in 2001. It is quite interesting. It still holds up, actually. It sort of reminds you of it's sort of like a little fragment of a time capsule that is to do with youth culture, very much, because young people these days, they get a car, either it's a Citroen Saxo, a Peugeot GT, or something like a 301 or something, or I don't know, it's one of the older makes, very much like sort of like a box car, like from the 90s or something, or early 2000s, and they revamp it, they light it up, they give you different rims, they changed the engine, they added turbo to it, a little bit of nitro to it. And that sort of puts you in the mind of what people were doing. They were, rather than being a warring very much, they're trying to up the ante. Trying to be cool. It's all about being cool. This is, standing your ground in the nightlife. That's what it is. That's how youth culture feels. I think these days as well, but you don't really so much underground racing these days. You still get a couple of boy races going around in supermarket car parks, like you see sometimes just running around, but nothing fancy, nothing like in America, very much. It's not all flashy and light. It's just all about the sound of the engine, like, your good sound system and stuff like that, but that's about it. Yeah, we have it here in Britain. What else is on here? We've also got Brian Transu, aka BT, who did the score, and what he included was electronica, hip hop, and industrial influences into the score, which I do think is quite good. It basically hypes up the film sometimes. It gives it a bit of energy. It does. You do get a bit of like some droning sounds sometimes, like a nightlife or something secrets going on, but you also get those hip hop influences like with chasing and stuff, like especially with the end when the chase was it Johnny or something, the head of the Asian sort of head of the Asian type of motoring or something, or smuggling motoring. I can't remember the full name of the character, but it's an amazing chase scene with Walker and Diesel chasing after them. They're on bikes. The Asians are on bikes, and then you get Walker's in his 1995 Toyota, and Diesel in his 1970 Dodge Charger, which is quite good. You know, it really drives it, and especially in a little bit of with the final race scene that they did towards the end of the film. It's really so. I remember it now. You know, like back in the early 2000s, and think, you know, it is good. You know, it's sort of pushing a little bit of the mind very much. So anyway, that is my film review of the Fast and Furious. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for this. Sorry for the false, bit of this false start. It's just the way it is. Like I said before on my YouTube channel and in the introduction video, it's a rough and ready presentation. It means I won't be editing this out. It'll be just to stay the way it is. You know, that's how I roll. That's what I used to do. And so, it's a brand new start for me. New fresh take, and so forth. Anyway, I'll see you for my next review in the next video.